Hi and welcome to my channel once again, and maybe it won't be a surprise to you that this video is another cooking video, and it's cookies again actually, and I think there may well be a third one as well, but my investigations into recipes for cookies, especially those that don't entail normal flour, and are recognised to be keto, there's quite a numerous amount out there, and it's actually quite exciting for me because these recipes are right up my street. They don't involve any artificial sugars, and this particular one doesn't have any flour in it at all, not even the coconut and the almond flour. In fact, there's only 5 ingredients in this cookie mix, and I found it quite easy to make. It is easy to make, anybody can make it, but you're probably going to have to go out and get something that you haven't actually got in your cupboard. We're going to go into the kitchen in a minute, but before we do, the main ingredient of these cookies, and this is Keto chocolate chip cookies. They are remarkably good. The main part or component of the cookies is cashew nut butter, and I've bought this 1 kilogram tub. Yes, I did buy it from Amazon, but I'm sure you can get it other places as well. But I don't know, this is a kilogram and you need 225 grams, so by my estimates you can make 4 lots out of a 1 kilogram tub, which is great. So that's the main part of it actually. So as I said, there's no flour component in this. Now I'll probably repeat myself as we go into the kitchen and make this up, but what I found was that initially when I made these and I set them aside to cool down, as always, you kind of want to taste these things quite quickly, and I probably tasted these too soon, because after a day of storage, these cookies or biscuits actually improved no end. They kind of hardened up and they became what you might call a traditional biscuit. They were crisp, very crisp. They're great, absolutely fantastic. Probably the best biscuit I've made. So anyway, we'll go into the kitchen. I'll show you the main ingredients and the measurements, and we'll go through the process, which is pretty straightforward really. Okay, so let's retire to the kitchen and see what happens. Okay, in the kitchen, let's have a look at the ingredients. So we have this cashew butter, and it's 225 grams. As you can see, it's quite a solid affair really, as it comes out of the tub. So we have 225 grams, and I'll put this on the screen, of cashew butter. We have 100 grams of our sweetener here. 100 grams in there. You can substitute if you want for sugar, of course. We have 1 large egg. We have 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, so not baking powder but baking soda, and we have 45 grams. Well, actually we don't have 45 grams of chocolate chip because I've put a few more in there. I think when you measure out these chocolate chips, you've probably just got to gauge how many of these you want in your cookies, and although I've got 45 grams down here, I think I've put probably about 60 grams of chocolate chip there. This is going to make about 10 to 12 cookies depending on the size that you spread out on your tray. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to mix literally all of these together all of these components together, and then I'll come back to you. So I've mixed up the ingredients apart from the chocolate chip with a fork. It kind of comes together quite easily, and now I'm going to add in the chocolate chips and fold these in. It's best to put these in last because they just need to be folded in basically. So I'm going to do that now, but I'm going to come back in a while, because what happens next is you should put this dough into the refrigerator for 30 minutes to cool down. I think this is to do with making sure that when you handle the mix, the next stage to construct the cookies for cooking, that the mixture is quite cool so that it doesn't stick so much to your fingers. I think that's what the emphasis is here. So I'm just going to fold these chocolate chips in and put it in the refrigerator and come back in 30 minutes. Here we go then. I've got the mix out of the fridge now, and it's quite hard, so this is going to make it easier for me to handle this mix and get it out onto the tray. So that's what I'm going to do now. Just going to take some balls of this out and put it on the tray, and I'll show you the end result. So there we are. I've managed to get 12 servings out of that, which is pretty good. They will spread out as they're cooked. They will become quite large at the end after the cooking process. So the oven has to be on 180 degrees, and I will cook these for about 15 minutes. It depends on your oven, by the way. It says between 10 and 15 minutes. For my oven, it certainly needs to be 15, but I would check after 10 minutes to see if they are cooked or brown around the edges, and they will still feel soft even after the 10 or 15 minutes, whatever. They need to cool down to crisp up. So the next thing is to put them in the oven for 15 minutes for me, and I'll show you what the end result is. So here they are out of the oven, and they're looking good. That was 15 minutes, as I said previously, and they've cooled down a bit, but I'm just transferring these now to a cooling tray. Actually, let's turn this tray around the other way. It's supposed to be that way around. There we go. And if I press the top of this, it's actually quite soft, but that will harden up, as I've said before. It feels as if it's not been really cooked, but it has. So, and I found that it will still be soft maybe after a couple of hours, but you just got to leave them. So before we come out of the kitchen, one thing I think I forgot to show you, at least the chocolate chips that I've been using. Mrs. Keto is the brand, dark chocolate baking chips. Now it's depending on what you want to put in there, but dark chocolate is low in sugars usually, yeah, and carbohydrate. So I chose to use dark chocolate. You can use what you like, of course. Right, so that's it. That's it for now, and I'll just review and tidy up before leaving you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that cookery lesson from me. Keto chocolate chip cookies. I'm not going to show you me eating them or checking them out. As I've said before, you know, you have to leave them a while to cool down, but take it from me, they are really, really good, and it is worth getting some cashew nut butter. it works really well, and you're able to make these things quite quickly, but just set them aside for a while before you start munching through them, and munching through them you will do. Okay, so that's it from me. I think I have in my head another cookie one at some point. I'm sorry about this, but I'm into cookies. So I'll see you on the next video, and we'll see how things go. Okay, bye for me for now, and take care. Bye.